Welcome to the B.E.A.R podcast, Garrett County Business Development's local business marketing podcast, hosted by me, local radio personality and the voice of Garrett County, Connor Norman. Why B.E.A.R? Well, not only are black bears famous in our community, but the acronym actually stands for something. It stands for Business Expansion Assistance and Retention Podcast. So on this show, we sit down and spend 15 to 30 minutes talking with our local business owners, state partners, and economic development professionals in Garrett County. It's our hope that you learn a lot, and we'll try to have some fun while we're at it. So stay tuned and buckle up. Let's get this show on the road. All right, welcome everybody, and thank you for listening to the B.E.A.R podcast. We're kicking off episode 1 today, and we are super excited about it. Getting a better understanding of what Garrett County business development is with a very special guest, our business development manager, Kim Durst, with us today. Before we get started, we have some house cleaning. So this podcast is endorsed by Garrett County Business Development, and as such, any opinions or statements that may be expressed by the host or the guest do not express that of Garrett County Business Development or Garrett County government. Okay, then now that we have that out of the way, let's jump right into it here. So on this podcast, you'll hear a lot from Garrett County businesses and the business community. We've already been heavy into the interview process, and honestly, I'm shocked by all that I'm learning about our local businesses. It's just incredible. So I thought before we get started in hearing from them, we'd share a little bit about the reasoning behind why we're doing this. I think that it's easy. Well, I'm the business development specialist for Garrett County, but I'm also a local radio personality, so naturally, kind of had to fit a little bit of that into the job. I also thought it was very important to kind of give our businesses a platform where they can talk about them. While we were at it, I figured if we add some educational pieces for the businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs, we'd fit in some experts like our first guest so that we could create a valuable program. In economic development, it's our mission to serve the businesses with the ultimate goal of helping them thrive, our citizens thrive, and improving quality of life while we're at it. So, speaking of our first guest, it's my pleasure to welcome to the show Business Development Manager, Miss Kim Durst. How are you doing today, Kim?
I'm doing just fine. How are you, Connor?
I'm doing good for a Monday. I can't complain. The sun is out, at least for this moment. We'll see how that ends up towards the end of the day. I think a little rain this week, but it's supposed to be warmer. I don't think we'll have any surprise snow, but I can't complain. How'd your weekend go?
My weekend was fine. I got a lot done. Actually got my grass mowed because it warmed up and the water went away.
I like that too. I got a lot done around the house. I didn't have any extracurricular gigs. I didn't have any obligations this weekend. I think it was one of those to cut the grass and get stuff, I think I finally got to my spring cleaning. Anyway, let's jump right into it. So fantastic to hear you had a good weekend. Happy you're doing great on this wonderful Monday. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kim. How long have you been here in Garrett County?
In Garrett County?
Yeah.
So basically all my life. My father was in the military. He was in the Air Force for 20 years. So we were back and forth during that time. And when I was 16, we moved back here permanently. And I've basically been here ever since.
Great. So they hewed you from the bedrock around here.
Yes.
Good to know, Kim. How long have you been in economic development, business development, and here with Garrett County government?
So I have been with Garrett County government for almost 20 years.
Wow. Incredible tenure.
Yeah. I was a paralegal prior to that for about 20 years. And the attorney for whom I worked decided she was moving out of the county. So I applied for a job here, and I was hired as an administrative assistant. And I worked my way up to this position from there.
Wow. Speaking of this position, tell us a little bit about it because, with 20 years in economic development, it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Hopefully I do. But essentially what I do is I manage the day-to-day operations of the department. And I'm responsible for all the services, all of the activities that we do, whether they are what you do as the business development specialist going out and seeing businesses or liaisoning with the municipalities, to what Melissa does in the ag community. And in addition to that, there is a plethora of things that need done on a daily basis. I handle all of the business tax credits. I handle the research, and that includes the data management, the data mining, I handle the website and social media. I am also responsible for working with prospects, expanding businesses, um, working with the county attorney because of my paralegal background to help with legal documents for the department. Just a little bit of everything.
That is incredible. To fit it all into one position, Kim, that I think that kind of sums up what the department does. So if we talked about business development, is that how you would describe it to people?
Not really. I think I would describe business development as any activity, idea, or initiative that will help a business grow and prosper. And it may be something as simple as, hey, my electricity keeps shutting on and off and it stops my manufacturing process. And then I have to start all over again, which
Hmm.
means we contact Potomac Edison and say, what's going on? Can you fix this? It may be as simple as somebody needs some grant funding and we try to find that grant funding there. It could also be dealing with a prospect and we're trying to find a location for them to put their building. So that there's a lot that goes into it, but essentially probably just helping a business any way that you can.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know. And I think I'm in a unique position because some of these questions, I know what we're talking about, but I also have to play interview here. So I'll be chiming in with some things that I know, things that I'm working with, kind of to help Kim here. But also, I'm going to pretend to not know anything at all for everyone's benefit here. So, fantastic description of business development. I think that hits it right on the head. Why should our businesses be connecting with the business development and economic development team?
Because we can help. We can help you start your business. We can help you grow your business. We can help find programs or put you in touch with programs that may help you. We can spotlight your businesses. If you're an existing business, a new business coming in, we can help you get that out to the public so that they know what you do. We can let the public know that you're helping. For instance, you may be a business that is sponsoring Little League teams. That's important. The community should probably know that. We
Absolutely.
can put that out there. You may have an employee of the month. Let us know. We can put it out there. If you want to expand and you're looking for programs that will help you, let us know. We can help with that. There are a lot of different aspects where we can help you grow or start your business, and this is the first place to start.
That kind of helps me segue into my next question. So, is business development only for existing businesses or does it include new businesses too?
It includes all businesses. You don't have to be an existing business to get our help. If you're a new business, you're an entrepreneur thinking about starting a business, we have programs that may be able to help you. We also have the connections to put you in touch with other programs or other individuals, agencies throughout the state, the region, the local government that can help you.
All right, what are some examples of those resources that we can put a new business in touch with?
So, the biggest one that comes to mind is the Small Business Development Center, SBDC for short. Garrett County has its own Small Business Development Center counselor. He works on a part time basis, and we help sponsor part of his salary. His services are free of charge to the business community. So, if you are a new business or an entrepreneur and you need to create a business plan or a marketing plan, he can help you do that. If you're an existing
Incredible.
business and you want to expand, you're trying to find funding to do that expanding, he can help you find that funding. We even had a retail business who was brand new to the area, was trying to figure out how to set up their retail space. He brought up an SBDC counselor from a different part of the state who helped them section out their store so it flowed properly. And all of this is free of charge.
That's incredible. You would think a service like that would cost you a ton, especially if you have your business idea in the back of your mind. You want to get it going, that you can get in touch with our office, be paired with that resource, and again, hit the ground running on your new business idea, your entrepreneurial investment. So that's great information. Thanks for sharing that.
So, one of the other things that I wanted to say is that We can also, if you are an existing business or a new business, and for instance, a manufacturing business, the Maryland Department of Commerce has a ton of programs that may be able to help you. If you come to us, we can put you in touch with those programs. In addition, we do have some marketing programs here within our office that can help. We have our business spotlight program. We have a business milestone program. We also have sponsor ribbon cuttings if you are not a member of the chamber or located within a municipality. So we can get the information out there about your business.
That's fantastic. And we also have a business podcast that they can come on at any point.
That's true.
Of course, they have to sit through an interview with yours truly, but I think we'll have a good time, make some fun out of it. What do you think?
I think so too.
Excellent. So, some great marketing resources that our businesses can take advantage of, whether they're a mom and pop out of their garage or it sounds like one of our bigger corporation type businesses. You can benefit from this stuff immediately. So, really cool to know. So, let's say I need a place for my business. Do we kind of keep is there a log or a place where I can go to see where currently available commercial properties are?
On our website, there is a section that lists properties on Zoom Prospector. You can click on the link and it will take you to properties in Garrett County that are available. Now, these are available commercial space only. It could be raw land, it could be an office in a building, it could be an entire building. But those are available on the Zoom Prospector website.
And what is the website they can go to get a hold of that information?
business.garrettcounty.org.
Love it. Again, that's business.garrettcounty.org. All right, can people add to this list? So if somebody called into the office and they have a commercial space, could we add that to the available space file?
We certainly can. What we ask them to do is complete a submission report and send it to us with photographs of the outside and the interior of the space. That report or that submission form is located on our website. We also have it here in office, so if you contact either Connor or I, we can get that form to you.
Fantastic. So again, they can come in, they compare some potential businesses with their commercial space so it's not just sitting there not making you money when it potentially could. So I know we get this one a lot. So this is a moment for clarification. Do you have any grants to help me with my business?
It depends. So, if you are a new business, a budding entrepreneur, and you want to start a business, the chances of there being a grant out there to help you are very, very small. There are very few grants available for someone to start a business. If you are an existing business, we do have some in-house grants that may help you. So, for instance, we have so much money each fiscal year allocated to a grant fund. We have a small business marketing grant and we have an agricultural marketing grant. Both of those you can do for advertising, say Facebook, or purchasing signs, or purchasing giveaway items. You cannot use those funds to purchase promotional items that you then turn around and sell.
Okay.
You would have to be able to give those items away. And that is one clarification that I think needs to be made. We may also be able to find you grant funding elsewhere. So for our ag community, Marbidco, USDA sometimes have grant funding that may help you. If you are a manufacturer, the Maryland Department of Commerce may have grant funding to help you. Occasionally, other agencies in the state have grant funding to help you as well.
That's incredible information. So, I think the important part here is that they need to call us and have a conversation. Let's see what they need, what their needs are, and let's see what's currently available. Because I say most of the time when I go out and visit with businesses or have conversations with them, that's the most important piece because what's available today is not true tomorrow. Something could come down the pike that completely pertains to what they're doing. So grants are always in flux. I know what we immediately have available. Sometimes it's not going to help them. Sometimes it will. So it's always good to connect with our office and have that conversation. Do you think that's fair to say?
I do, yes.
All right. So let's say, so Garrett County has a lot of businesses. How in the world do you possibly keep connected with all of them?
It's actually very difficult to do that. We have 900 plus businesses in the county. Some of them are small businesses, mom and pops, somebody who just has a truck and goes out and snow plows in the winter. Some of them are large manufacturers. At this point, most of the larger businesses, the ones that have existed for quite some time, know to contact us if they have an issue. But we also attend multiple networking events throughout the year. The Chamber has a lot of networking events that we attend. Other agencies, such as the Greater Cumberland Committee or Tri-County Council, have networking events that we attend. We attend conferences. We attend the annual PACE reception. That is the way that we keep ourselves connected to the business community.
Absolutely. And we also have someone specifically designed to go out and connect with all of our businesses. And some might ask why he's always too busy all the time, but that is part of my job as well, to go out and connect with every single business here in Garrett County. As you heard, there are 900. So when someone asks me if I'm busy, Kim, I say, oh, yes, every day, going out to connect with as many as I can. Like you said, from the mom and pops in their homes to the major corporations, we go and we see them all and connect with them, make sure that we're understanding their triumphs, their concerns, and how we can best wager our resources to assist them out in the field. So, again, that's called BRE, Business Retention and Expansion. I'm doing that all the time. If you're listening right now and you need me to come out and connect with you, please give me a call. I am happy to come out there. We'll have some contact information here towards the end of the program. Again, please reach out. I'd be happy to touch base with you. So, if I'm thinking about bringing my business to Garrett County, how do I go about doing that? What kind of incentives exist out there in Garrett County that can help me?
So it depends on the business. As I explained, if you are a manufacturing business, there are a lot of incentives out there to help you, mainly on the state level. If you are a hospitality business, not so much. If you are a retail business, not so much. So, grant funding that we have, as Connor explained, sometimes we have grant funding, sometimes we don't. It depends on our budget. And it also depends on the state's budget. It depends on other regional resources budgets as well. So if there is grant funding available today, it may not be available next week or next fiscal year. I would say, please contact us. We will dig into what incentives may be available to you once we know what your business is, what type of product or service you're going to sell, how many employees you're going to hire, what type of capital investment you are going to make. I will tell you that in our business parks, businesses that locate in our business parks, depending upon capital investment and job creation, they will pay a much lower cost for the cost of the land per acre than they would outside of a business park.
Okay. So in Garrett County, we have some special designations, things that help businesses establish and grow here in the county. One of those is called an opportunity zone. Could you give us kind of the 101 on opportunity zones and what that is? What could we expect out of an opportunity zone here in Garrett County?
So, an opportunity zone is a designation that came out of the 2017 tax reform package, Tax Cuts and Job Act. And it was to address uneven economic recovery and persistent lack of growth that have left many communities across the country lacking behind. These are specialized tax mechanisms to low income areas, and they are aimed at spurring investment and entrepreneurialism that will result in business creation and economic prosperity. These zones were created to promote economic vitality, fund the development of workforce and affordable housing, fund new infrastructure to support population and economic growth, invest in startup businesses that have a potential for rapid increases in scale and the ability to export outside of the state of Maryland, and upgrading the capability of existing underutilized assets. An opportunity zone offers investors multiple incentives. First of all, there is a temporary tax deferral for capital gains reinvested in an opportunity fund. The deferred gain must be recognized on the earlier of the date on which the opportunity zone investment is sold, or December 31, 2026. There is also a permanent exclusion from taxable income of capital gains from the sale or exchange of an investment in a qualified opportunity zone. So essentially, it helps you shelter capital gains for an extended period of time. Garrett County has 3 opportunity zones.
Oh,
Census Tract 2 is located in northern Garrett County and includes the county's Northern Garrett Industrial Park and the Kaiser's Ridge Business Park. Census Tract 6 and 7 are located in southern Garrett County. Census Tract 7 includes the county's Southern Garrett Industrial Park and Southern Garrett Business and Technology Park, as well as the Oakland and Mountain Lake Park areas.
all right. So Garrett County has some other designations like enterprise zone. Can you tell me a little bit about an enterprise zone? What's that all about?
Sure. The Enterprise Zone program is a state program.
Okay.
We have currently 2 enterprise zones in Garrett County. Our Kaiser's Ridge Enterprise Zone, which encompasses our Kaiser's Ridge Business Park, and our Southern Garrett Enterprise Zone, which encompasses our Southern Garrett Business and Technology Park, our Southern Garrett Industrial Park, and the Simon Pierce facility. The thing about an enterprise zone is that you get special incentives for locating your business there. You get a 10-year real property tax credit, and you get an income tax credit for new workers hired. And these are new positions. So you can't use that if you have a worker and that worker resigns and then you're filling that position again. That doesn't count. It has to be a brand new position created.
Okay.
The income tax credit gives a business a one-time $1,000 tax credit on their income tax return for the year in which the employee was hired. The real property tax credit gives you that 10-year tax credit against county and municipal real estate tax. It starts at 80% on the improvements to the property, and for 5 years you get the 80%, and then it starts decreasing 10% each year for the next 5 years.
All right.
So another incentive that our department has is the county has what is called the County Business Property Tax Credit. If you are a business and you're located anywhere in Garrett County, if you construct improvements on your property that are picked up by the assessment office at $100,000 or more, then you are eligible for the County Business Property Tax Credit on that property. So let's say you have a facility in Garrett County and you decide you're going to construct a 50,000 square foot extension on that building. And the appraise or the assessment on that extension puts you over $100,000. It increases your assessment by $100,000 or more. You are eligible for this county business property tax credit on that $100,000 increase in your assessment. It is a 5-year credit that starts at 50%, goes down to 10%. The good thing about that is if you're located in an enterprise zone and you build a building or you build an extension, you get your enterprise zone real estate tax credit and your county business property tax credit. Now combined, they can't be more than what the assessment is or what the tax is on that increase. But ostensibly, you could go 5 years and only pay real estate taxes on your land.
That's incredible. So 2 great designations in the county that you can use in tandem with each other that really help a business kind of get a leg up with competition, puts more money in your pocket at the end of the day. I think it's a fantastic thing. You know, Garrett County, believe it or not, has a 3rd designation as a hub zone. Now, hub zone is an acronym. Can you tell us a little bit about what hub zone means, what it stands for, and how it can help us?
Certainly. So the hub zone program stands for historically underutilized business zone. This is a designation of the U.S. Small Business Administration, and a company does have to apply and be certified. The entirety of Garrett County is a hub zone. So ostensibly, any business that wants to sell its products to the federal government can apply for this designation, and if approved, would then be eligible for preferential treatment when it comes to federal contracts.
Incredible.
For instance, to let you know, there are set aside awards and there are also prime contract awards. Strike all that. For HubZone, a business has to recertify every 3 years. But as long as you maintain that certification, you are eligible for preferential treatment on government contracts. And they do have set-asides. So for instance, 3% of all federal prime contract dollars are targeted to HubZone businesses. Let's say that again. 3% of all federal prime contract dollars are targeted to HubZone businesses. We have multiple HubZone businesses in the county. In fact, Garrett County has the very first HubZone business in the nation, Garrett Container Systems.
Very first organization to sign up for HubZone is actually here in Garrett County.
That's correct, yes.
Look at that. We're setting the standard yet again. Pioneers out of Garrett County. Doesn't surprise us, does it?
Not at all.
So if anyone was looking to sign up for HubZone for federal contracting, preferential treatment, because we're an underserved community or an underutilized community, they can get HubZone certified and start benefiting from that right away.
That's correct. And believe it or not, the National Contractors HubZone Council is actually located in Garrett County, in Loch Lynn.
In Loch Lynn.
In Loch Lynn. So if there is a business out there interested in applying for HubZone status, they can contact the National Contractors HubZone Council, who will help them with their application process.
Absolutely. We literally have the experts right here in the community that someone can go and talk to tomorrow. And not only do you have to call them, you can stop by into their office. Again, right there in Loch Lynn or Loch Lynn Heights, before or after the train tracks?
After.
After the train tracks, okay. That's an important designation when you're going down there. All right, so we've talked a little bit about these designations. We've talked about hub zones. We've talked about all of the benefits that you can get. But what came up a lot is the business parks. So what really happens in those business parks? What kind of businesses work out there?
It depends. So each one of our parks has a specific set of covenants and restrictions that flow with the properties in the park. We currently have properties available in 3 of our business parks: our Southern Garrett Business and Technology Park, Kaiser's Ridge Business Park, which is just off I-68, and our McHenry Business Park, which is located next to the McHenry Business Park, which is located next to the Garrett County Airport. So with Kaiser's Ridge, we have about 240 acres available, and businesses locating there must be light manufacturing, distribution, professional, technical, and energy production services. Now, that does not mean that a solar farm can locate there, because it cannot.
Oh.
These would be businesses that are producing some type of an energy component. So for instance, a manufacturer manufacturing solar panels would be able to locate there. Our McHenry Business Park, located by the airport, has about 107 acres available. Any commercial enterprise, except for heavy manufacturing, is permitted to locate in that park. However, any commercial enterprise except for heavy manufacturing is permitted to locate there. It is also the only business park in which retail sales can take place. Now, by that I mean your retail sales of your product, the product that you are manufacturing on site.
Okay.
What that means is your product, the product that you are manufacturing on site, can be sold to the public on site, but those sales cannot be more than 35% of your annual gross receipts.
Insane to think what's coming out of our business parks and the type of businesses that can go in there. You know, plenty of availability, northern, central, some availability on the southern end. So again, any enterprising individuals looking to start up that manufacturing operation, get their business up and going, should contact us about those business parks. So we've talked about a lot of stuff today. Business development has its hands in a lot. So what kind of supportive community things are we doing? Do we support any job fairs? Do we support any of these entrepreneurs? What are some of the initiatives we do?
So we do support workforce development in the county.
Okay.
We sponsor the Power of Possibilities at Garrett College. Power of Possibilities is an entrepreneurial business plan competition that is held on an annual basis at Garrett College. We also sponsor Lead Garrett County. We sponsor the Garrett County Job Fair each year. We already talked about how we help sponsor to have an SBDC consultant in Garrett County.
Yes, fantastic.
So we do a lot of things throughout the year. Um,
So not only are we here supporting our businesses, but we're literally taking some of our resources and pumping it into bringing up the next generation of our business owners, making sure that our employers can find work for us through job fairs, making sure that our businesses have the correct education and the things that they need again to thrive.
that is correct. And we also are partners with Tri-County Council for Western Maryland, the Greater Cumberland Committee, and the I-68 Regional Alliance. We partner with them and provide sponsorship funds on an as-needed basis to help with programs through those organizations.
So we have a lot of supportive services for our community. We're not just pulling this stuff out of a hat. We're checking this against our peers across the state. Are there any statewide organizations we're members of?
As a matter of fact, we are. We are a member of the Maryland Economic Development Association, MEDA for short. It's a great way for us to network with our peers across the state
Okay.
on workforce development issues, on what programs they might be doing to help their businesses. If we have a question about something, we can ask those peers to see what they're doing in their jurisdiction, and we may be able to steal that idea from them to
It never sounds good, but I always say if you've stolen from me, you've stolen twice. If it's a good idea, we got to use it everywhere. So not only do we have, our own experience, years of experience to lean against, we're also guessing and checking this stuff against our peers across the state so that we make sure that we're putting the best and wagering our resources the best, being good stewards, if you will, of those resources to support our business community.
that is true.
Well, Kim, I want to thank you again for taking your time to talk with me on the show today. I think we've got an incredible amount of information, stuff that I think will really support the businesses, and mostly I think it's going to encourage them to come back and connect with us so that we can start that conversation. We talked about a lot today, and you know what I think? I think we've barely scratched the surface here. I think we're going to have you back here a couple times in the future just to kind of dig in on some of these certain topics. I think we open Pandora's box once we start to look and drill down into specific topics. But again, end of the day, I think you can agree it starts with a conversation and people coming into our office, calling into our office, and connecting with us so that we can see what their needs are. What do you think?
I think that's the correct way to put it. I think if they start with our office, they're setting themselves up for success. We can do the legwork for a business. They don't have to do it all on their own. We can look to see what programs are available out there to help them because we know where to look. They may not know where to look. And they're spinning their wheels trying to find programs that we may be able to find easily for them.
That's an important aspect, making sure you have the best and most resources once you get started, whether it be that expansion, just getting started with your business, whatever it may be, having us in your corner is the best way to go. It's also important because, we want to prevent you from hitting any snags out there. The worst thing, I think one of the worst things when I'm working with businesses is, they're along the process and then boom, oh, they ran into something that just grinds the gears, that stops the process. It can be an expensive workaround, whether it be, maybe they weren't considering some sort of planning, permitting, zoning process. We can help connect you with the county experts, again, that are going to help you work around these things. You'll have the right information from the onset. So then, again, you're not hitting that snag and you're going forward right into achieving that expansion, achieving the dream of owning your business, so on and so forth. I think the list is endless there.
The list is endless, Connor. So if you're looking to start a business or expand your business, please come see us. We can help you.
Absolutely. We've got coffee and we have mints and all the fine things in our office. And we try to tell jokes here and there, see if they work. Some of them land, some of them don't. Kim, where should they go if they want more information? Who should they call? What's the website? Let's talk about numbers and emails here. What's the telephone number?
So the main line into the office is 301-334-1921. There is a phone tree, so if you want to reach one of us, there is a phone tree, so if you want to reach one of us specifically, you can press on the number that it states. Our website is business.garrettcounty.org. There's a plethora of information on there to help you with your business.
Excellent. If we could repeat that number and website one more time.
Sure. 301-334-1921 and business.garrettcounty.org.
All right. Thank you so much, Kim. Again, incredible episode, and thanks so much for coming on. We'll certainly be checking in with you again in the future. There you have it, folks. An episode of Business B.E.A.R Podcast under our belts. Feel free to share this episode with your friends and always be following Garrett County, Maryland Business Development on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter to keep up to date on episodes, information, and so much more. Until next time, folks, my name is Connor Norman, and I'll see you on the other side.